Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And the winter solstice alignment activation session on December the 21st is going to be an amazing talk. It is going to be energy work culminating in an FLP session at way less than I charge for just an FLP session. So if you want to be a part of that, click the link in the description box below. I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's see what the week ahead has in store for you. What is your destiny card this week, Scorpios? Let's have a look. Let's see what's going on with you. And this week you get the Moon card, right? So the Moon card is very often about the past. It's about things that come back to us. It can also see us being deeply reflective. And this week here, as your destiny card, the Moon card is basically saying, when you search your past, what is it that you come up with? When you comb through the experiences that you've had, how have they shaped you? What have they provided you? And ultimately, where is it that they have made you afraid? Where is it that you can utilize those things that, because the thing with the Moon card is sometimes it sees us having that distorted view of what actually is, right? So when you're combing through your past this week, you might find that the rose-tinted glasses come off. You might find that you look at certain things and think, wow, yeah, I really romanticized that, because as I remembered it, it was all, and actually it was more like, right? This could see you, those rose-tinted glasses this week could come off in stellar fashion. Combing through your past and finding things of that nature is always a worthwhile pursuit, always. The direction, to give it some context, your Ten of Pentacles. This is about places that you have lived before. Because why, right? So we've got the Moon card, the past, combing through our past. Ten of Pentacles is your dwelling, but it's also your money and your finances. So let's break it down. In terms of your place of living, this is about thinking about all the places that you've lived previously. If you've moved a lot, if you've only moved a few times, if you've never moved, what have you learned from the environments that you have lived in over your past? However old you are, search through the places that you've lived in and ask yourself, what did I learn from the environment that I lived in then, right? In terms of your money, where is it that you have fear? What is it in your past, in your personal upbringing, the way that you were shaped, the way that you were formed, your family? What is it about your personal outlook that comes from somewhere else, right? This is a time for you to discover what is it that makes you afraid when it comes to finances, and who does that actually come from? Who does it belong to? All right, so your insight card this week is the Four of Wands. I love the Four of Wands. It's one of my favourite cards. That's in terms of the minor arcana anyway. The Four of Wands is about celebration. It's also about foundation. It's about having that moment of getting good news. This could be about a home. It could be about something that you've invested in, especially when it comes to land, when it comes to things of that nature. With the Moon card there as well, for some of you, if you've invested in anything to do with liquids or something of that nature, could be good. But for investments in general, you might have some really good news this month, this week, that you didn't expect. The other thing as well with the Four of Wands, like I said, it's a card of foundation, which leads me really nicely on to this. So for each sign in each video this week, I have used my intuition to call forth a single word as a message that each sign needs to know. And this week, interestingly enough, Scorpio's one was a challenge for me. So I went into it and I said, show me the word. And what they were showing me was a square. And I was like, oh. Oh my gosh. what I was seeing in my mind was a square, and I was like, no, that doesn't make sense. Then I heard another word, which was construct, and I was like, no, construct still doesn't feel like it. What is it? What is it that culminates that entire word? Build. This is a week for you to build, right? Utilizing all of the foundations, utilizing all of the knowledge of the past, understanding your fears, understanding your drawbacks when it comes to money, utilizing all of that information. You use that now as your solid foundation to build something on. This week, my dear Scorpios, you must I've got goosebumps now as I'm talking. You must lay the cornerstone of something. It doesn't matter how big, it doesn't matter how small, but this is a week for you to build the first brick, right? Whatever it is. Like for me, all those years ago, the cornerstone to everything that you see of Radiant Reality was going onto YouTube and setting up the domain name. It's choosing the name Radiant Reality. I did that 4 years ago, I think it was before 4 years ago, right? Before I even had anything to post, before I'd even put anything out online. And I remember saying to myself, from this moment on, this is the first thing that I will do in that respect. Do something this week that your future self will thank you for. Build, right? Whatever it is, even if it's just laying that first stone, build what it is that you want to see in your life shape up. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments, do you love it? Do you loathe it? Do you want more of it? Do you want less of it? Take care. I'll see you soon.